We stepped onto the escalator and ascended towards the gaping maw of Monokuma Rock. And that's when I suddenly noticed it. I noticed our lined up silhouettes keep getting smaller and smaller. But I can't turn back now. If I turn back, I won't be able to press forward. And when everyone was inside Monokuma Rock, it blasted us off into space. The elevator began its deep descent as usual. But nobody said a word. As we stood there trying to figure out what to say to each other, the elevator descended deeper and deeper. And when it descended as far as it could go, it finally stopped. The elevator doors opened slowly, almost tantalizingly so. Light poured through from the other side, eroding the boundaries of the darkness. And I walked into that place. My, it feels pretty toothless with all these empty seats. Well, two people got killed at the same time, and Nekomaru's not here either.
Hey!
Is Nekomaru really not participating? If he's alive, you should invite him.
No!
Why bother?
Let's...
What?
Well now.
Now then, let's begin.
Yoo-hoo!
It's the beginning of the long-awaited class trial. Please enjoy it to your heart's content. And so the curtain to the third class trial was about to open. Ibuki Miyoda, the ultimate musician. She was really loud, but she was the mood maker of our group. When I was with her, all of my pain and suffering just seemed to melt away. Kyoko how do you say that? Sayonji, the ultimate traditional dancer. Just from looking at her adorable face, you'd never know that she was actually selfish and foul-mouthed. But she was trying to change herself, and she was desperately trying to come to terms with Mahiru's death. The person who killed those two is among us. Oh wow, Spark. You sub, Spark? Thank you, man. Can we get some hype for Spark? Alright, let me give you the sub bonus. I'll adjust all your stuff after the stream, Spark. There's like a bunch of bonus stuff that you get, so... And then also my thing should update eventually here. Hold on. Well, at some point it should update. So, thank you so much for the support, Spark. I mean it. You're one of my first followers, dude. So I appreciate that. I definitely can't believe it. All right, man. We'll see in a bit. But whether I believe it or not is irrelevant. Unless I figure out the truth, I won't be able to escape from this hell. That's why I must find out, no matter the cost. For our sake. For our friend's sake. For Ibuki and Hyoko's sake. And so the curtain to the third class trial was about to open. This life-threatening trial, billowing with hope and despair, has begun. Alright, let me go ahead and save it. Then after we review the evidence, I'll take bets on who thinks, who you guys think the killer is. And then we'll keep going for that. Yeah, eventually you do, but sometimes it takes a while to update, so... It might be a bit. That's right, I'm saving all my skill points for, like, the sword skill or whatever, so... Alright guys, evidence review, here we go. Ready? What's up, Shada? How's it going? Good to see you. There are two victims this time, Ibuki Miyota and Kyoko Saionji. Ibuki Miyota's cause of death was a crushed windpipe as a result of choking. There are no other external injuries. Kyoko Saionji's cause of death was blood loss due to her throat being slit by a sharp-edged tool. It appears her death was instant. Yeah, actually, I think it was on Sunday, we got to the third trial and I didn't have time for the trial, so I had to basically push it back until now. I was gonna do it yesterday, but I had some complications with equipment, so... But yeah, we're pretty much here now, so... It's okay, I understand. Alright, let's see here. Blood on the soles. There were blood stains on the soles of Ibuki's feet. That's the girl who got hanged. The rope used for hanging, according to Mikan, there is no doubt that the cause of Ibuki's death was her hanging herself with this rope. I'm gonna get to that soon, Shada. So as soon as we're done with the evidence, because I gotta take bets from everyone else, so... The key to the motel room that Kyoko was standing in. It was buried deep inside her kimono, so it was pretty difficult to retrieve. A thick scrap of paper that was stuck to the baton lighting. A black curtain at the very back of the music venue stage. It is not wide enough to reach the sides of the stage. It looks like it was brought from the supermarket and not something that was originally here. A stepladder was found at the music venue stage, tipped on its side. On its left side, a slight blood stain can be seen. A candle was found at the front of the music venue stage. It looked like the dim light seen in the surveillance camera video was actually light from this candle. The surveillance camera unit put inside the music venue for communications purposes. It's been smashed to pieces and no longer works. The AC was cranked up to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. It was extremely hot inside the music venue because of that. Yeah, Hyoko got like straight up throat slashed, dude. Evidence that a bloodstain was wiped off the floor of the music venue stage. Since Ibuki had no open wounds, it's believed that the blood belonged to Hyoko. Oh yeah, no problem, Shada. Take care. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'll see you again. Enjoy life. I know how it is. Peace. A strange glob that was stuck to where both the music venue doors touch each other. Right up until the Monokuma announcement that morning, Mikan was with Hajime the whole time. Afterwards, she went to the hospital to check on everyone and realized that Ibuki had disappeared. When she rushed out of the hospital to search for Ibuki, she apparently met up with Fuyuhiko. The video that Hajime saw in the hospital, it shows a person dressed in a hospital gown wearing a hemp bag on their head as they willingly climb stepladder towards the noose. Spark, you gotta do mug with like a number amount up to 1,000 insanity points, so... After Fuyuhiko met Mikan in front of the hospital, they split up to search for Ibuki. They checked the movie theater and Electric Avenue, but they didn't find anyone. Apparently Fuyuhiko and Mikan were only separated for a short time. Kyoko was distraught because her kimono was disheveled, and she was unable to tie it on her own. That's when Sonia apparently told her about the full-length mirror in the music venue storage room. The invitation ticket prepared by Monokuma. One ticket was passed out per person, and the date it was passed out is printed on the ticket. A Monomi tote bag that was sold at the movie theater. It's a limited item because only one person can buy it. Apparently you get another bag for free when you purchase it. The movie that Monokuma directed, there were a total of 3 deaths in the movie. First, Monomi's scarecrow died by hanging itself. Next was Monomi Line, was finally pumped full of arrows. Finally, Monomi Tin Man died by getting chopped into metal pieces. There are 2 victims. Oh, okay, we did this. So based on that evidence, guys, who do you think killed her? Do you want to place your bets right now? Go ahead and put it down. I know who I'm going with. My gut tells me it's one person, but my heart tells me it's someone else. So that kind of sucks. I'm gonna go with my heart. How are you? Well, hey, place a guess. It doesn't hurt. You might be right off dumb luck. The guy with the silver hair. This guy? I hear you talking about. Yeah, I guess you're talking about him. Gun him. Blinky thinks it's Mr. Soda. Oh, you're going with Nagito? Okay. Anyone else? We'll start the trial in 30 minutes. I'll tell you my guess right after. Ah, fuck it, I'll tell you my guess right now. So, I think it can only be 2 people unless one of the people that died was involved. It's either this guy, which is who I'm going with, because all of my gut feelings tell me that Mikan did it. Because she was acting so fucking strange the entire time. But I'm hoping it's not her, and I'm hoping it's Gunhim. Because he also has some weird unalibi things. You're going with Gunhim? Okay. It's one of them. I just don't know which one. Unless it was one of the guys that's already dead somehow figured it out. Because the only other reason I would say that too, Gunhim was really pissy when Hiyoko made that shrine to, what's her face? Mahiru. And then Gunhim was also pissy when Ibuki was singing at the club earlier this chapter. So there's a good chance it's him. But the problem is, Mikan has obvious reason to kill Tomoko, or whatever the fuck, Hiyoko, because Hiyoko was a gigantic bitch to her the entire time. And then Mikan also had access to Ibuki at the hospital, and Mikan could have possibly gotten infected by that disease. And then we wouldn't have known it because the disease got cured right after the killings. So, and then she was like sleeping with me in the bed twice, which is very unlike her. So I don't know, like she might have had the disease and she was just hiding it. We'll see. I gotta hope that's not what happened, but doesn't matter, right?
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. Oh well, who cares about this boring explanation? Let's get on with it already!
I don't mind starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp of how the case played out. You know, because I was asleep the whole time.
Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
But Nagito's not alone. I don't really get it either.
You're fine. Your head's empty.
She doesn't do anything.
Empty head? Huh. What's wrong with that? Listen up. The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know?
god.
Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the arguments. Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events?
Then, let's start with when we split into the hospital team and motel team because of the despair disease. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuyuhiko, and me.
Yeah, right.
The other 5 on the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hyoko.
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages.
I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened. Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from his symptoms. We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery, I made Mikan rest in the on-call room, since she hadn't slept all night, while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head, climbing a stepladder.
Amazing! That's such a heart-pounding story! And then what did you do, Hajime?
This guy.
I tried to stop them, of course. I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue. But it was too late. By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling. I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
Why the motel?
Because it was close to the music venue, and unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there.
Was this at your job, Eclipse?
At least, that's what I thought.
Right. But the only person who came with me was Chiaki.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our sight.
After I rested for a bit, I started counting everyone at the hospital. And then I noticed Ibuki was gone, so I sprinted out of the hospital. Coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko, so I pled with him in various ways to see if he could help me out.
In various ways.
Various ways?
Don't say it like that and confuse people.
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hemp bag.
Yeah, please don't let Mikan be the killer. God.
So I immediately led them to the music venue.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the 4 of us broke down the door. And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body. We also found Hyoko's. And not just that. Her body was taped to a pillar.
That's when we heard the body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
And so we decided to lower the hanged body, didn't we?
When we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily.
Shut up, Nagito.
Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Wait, how do I know anything Hajime just said is true? Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now. And the story I just heard is clearly suspicious. Hajime, if you're the only one who saw the hanging video, and the first one to discover Ibuki's body, then you could be lying as much as you want right now, right?
I'm above reproach.
Lie? Why would I lie?
Obviously. So you can make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
Do you doubt me?
If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it. Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
It's just as Kazuichi said, Nagito's the kind of guy who'll just confuse us and make matters worse. Monami basically gets bondage every time she's at a trial by Monokuma. Damn it, I should have explained it to Nagito. Now I'm in trouble thanks to that. Yeah. It's a waste of time to talk to him.
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung herself...
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime's the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie means it probably is Hajime's fault.
Yeah, okay, I know how to get out of this.
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's
I need to get a more powerful
testimony is a
gun.
lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung herself...
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime's the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie. No, that's wrong!
Yeah, right.
I'm not the killer! I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
Huh?
Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His invitation ticket is proof of that. Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
That was a great movie.
Yes, no mistakes there.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it. Or did anyone tell him what happens in the movie? Of course no one did, right?
Hold on a sec! You're the one who brought this up in the first place!
Nagito, what are you doing?
Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation. It also provides a good warm-up.
What warm-up? This isn't a game, you know.
Oh man, Mo, where you been the last couple days?
Don't get mad. I just think warming up is really important. Especially since this isn't a game.
What a waste of time.
Hard at work.
Well, I knew it would turn out like this anyway.
Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments.
So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Then that seals it! Ibuki committed suicide!
Oh boy.
If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
Long hours. Nice,
Murder
dude.
coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide ain't possible, huh?
Yeah,
Like I said before,
how close
it's
are you to
pretty
your
clear
move,
what
you
the
think?
problem with this case is.
I forget, where do you want to move to?
The killer murdered Hiyoko while Hajime was gone. So all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
Then let's ask Hajime. How long would you say you were away from the music venue?
I couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes.
Arizona, okay.
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
What do you mean, a closed room?
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right? If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
They were?
If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that time. And that's you two! Sonia and Kazuichi!
Me too?
What the hell? Why's it gotta be us?
The others all have alibis. Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime,
You know what
and
I'm
I
thinking,
all broke
Linky?
down the venue door together.
The
Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that.
the killing took place before Hajime thinks it did.
And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
There's another person who doesn't have an alibi. You know, Nekomaru. Me too!
Hey, why are you talking like... Huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you?
Please stop making bad jokes.
Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall.
Hey Sheik,
Is
what's
this his
up?
professional skill?
The killer was inside the music venue. Fuyuhiko obviously thinks so, but... Is that it, really? Big papers, step ladders, semi-transparent glove.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they looked like they had just rushed over.
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
Sonia's such a nerd. That person's remarks contradict the truth.
The
Okay.
killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they looked like they had just...
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
Okay, I guess I gotta do the first one.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside,
Actually, fuck, I don't think that's gonna
they
work.
tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding in waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they looked like they had...
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside. No, that's wrong!
What's up, Sheik? How's it going?
Hold on a sec. There's also a possibility that the door was locked
Second
from
way
the
out of the
outside.
building.
From the outside? How?
There was a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used.
Semi-transparent glob. Like rubber, maybe?
Yeah, crap. Gummies. Yeah. Glue, rubber, gum, glue.
I see! That semi-transparent glob must have been glue.
I give Sheik some points since she knows who the killer is already.
I think so too. It had a firm, gel-like chewiness. And I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth.
She put it in her mouth.
Based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
I didn't know glue was edible.
I believe it is not something one typically eats.
That glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touched. By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, they must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yep, it fits perfectly.
Gross.
But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know?
That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
Yeah, let me see. Stick them together with glue, it'll break down. Oh, no worries, Sheik, it's fine.
What'd you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so? It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose? Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
Apologize to Miss Sonia and me. However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have no sides at all.
Punch her, Monokuma.
So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space?
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Even quick work has limits.
Oh, what unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue, they must have done it earlier than that.
Earlier?
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
And when you went back with everyone else, Hiyoko's body was there too, right?
Unless they
But
covered
it's
it.
possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Hiyoko was actually killed earlier.
Right, Eclipse.
Just revealed?
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too. Here, I have proof.
That scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
The scrap that was stuck on the baton lighting at the music venue. How? Now I should be able to figure out what it is. Oh god, we're doing this already. Hold on, guys. Eclipse, I think you already said Gunhim did it, but if you want to change your vote, it's up to you. I'm picking Gunhim, although part of me thinks it's Mikan as well. Linky picked Soda, Manimal picked Nagito. Eclipse is flipping her vote, so I don't know. Eclipse is either with Gunhim or Mikan. Could it be W, a black Piece of cloth. Wardrobe. What has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 letters? 10 letters? Water? I don't know. Holy shit, this sucks. Oh my god. Wallpaper? That must be it. Oh shit. Alright, man.
I got it! That's scrap. Isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room?
You're going with Ibuki? Okay.
In the music venue storage room, there should have been black wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap.
Welcome
There
back,
was
my
also
animal.
a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so,
You're right. If you overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting with the tear in the wallpaper... See? It fits perfectly.
I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hyoko's body disappearing?
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that.
Shut up, Nagita.
But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
Part of the wallpaper you found in the storage room. Where's Nico and Soda to beat up Nagito when you need him? It is connected to the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body. Maybe she was wrapped in it? If I trace it back from there, the answer should become obvious. Alright, let's give it a try. Ooh, logic dive time. Alright. Let me see, how do you accelerate A? Oh, what the fuck? I didn't even see that. Wow. Feel like I'm playing a Sonic 3D game. Wait, the crime scene. It was hidden. I think. Let's go with that. Wrecked. What did the killer use to hide her body? The wallpaper. Hey, you like the snowboarding part? Oh yeah, bro, we're totally extreme up in here, man. Oh shit. Don't worry about it. That was a glitch. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wonder if I can do that without jumping. Let's see. Yeah. How did the killer hide her body with the wallpaper? They formed a wall, they covered the pillar. Sure, let's go with that. No, it's probably form a wall, honestly. And never mind. Never doubt yourself, kids. It's like Rainbow Road and shit. I'd rather have this minigame than that other one I just did, so... They covered the pillar.
It's all coming together.
That was pretty good.
I got it. Hyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
What? They hid the pillar?
Yeah, by wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
So when I first discovered Ibuki's body, Hyoko's body was already there.
Huh.
However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
Titty Typhoon.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar, so using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that pillar.
Yeah, okay.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music venue.
Is that your underground name, Eclipse?
But the killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper. And because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
The killer must have been in a hurry.
Slightly.
Their plan took too long.
Give him time,
Hajime
Sheik.
could have walked in on them.
Give him time, Sheik.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
But the crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
Then, when was Hiyoko actually killed?
Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monami 2.5
D.
Hey, don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
Yeah.
I don't eat mothballs. I just enjoy looking at them. I knew it.
I like that movie,
There are
yeah.
so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie.
Oh no. Mikan has just admitted to seeing the movie. And she's being unusually, like, not, how do you say it? Like, self-aware like she usually is. Fuck, she's gonna be the killer. No.
Not just that, but Hiyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
What are we gonna do, Linky? What are we gonna do? Look at how many dates we've gone on with her. Look at that, her hope meter's almost already full.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
Hold on, let me look at something. Scarecrow's death. Hiyoko getting taped up matches the lion's death.
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
The reason the killer imitated the first 2 victims in that movie. Mix up the killing orders. To let their accomplice escape. To hide the weapon. Sure, why not? Nope. Hajime. Hey Kayla, it's Hyoko and not Mikon, Hyoko and Ibuki.
Crap!
So say the first 2 victims of the movie to mix up the killing order.
I see! The reason the killer imitated 2 of the murders from the movie
Since
was so
Kayla's
it mixed
here,
up the killing order.
you get points since you know who did it. So
Then, Hyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
A valid line of reasoning.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
What do you mean?
yeah, that's the spoiler, non-spoiler bonus.
If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
I'm hoping Gunham did it,
I'm not even crying.
but
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
I'm hoping Gunham did it, but I have a suspicion Mikon did it. I wonder if they're about to have a duel. I want to see Chiaki and him duel, that'd be fun.
What a jerk!
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because
Really?
you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hyoko was killed.
Chiaki cracked me up earlier when you were investigating, and you went into the dark meeting room with the dark curtain. And she's like, "Don't turn on the lights, Hajime." He's like, "If you do, make sure that you're blind and you cover your eyes." So you're thinking like, what the fuck is she doing in this room? And then they turn on the light and she's fully clothed. And he's like, "What was all that about earlier?" He's like, "I was just messing with you." That shit was gold, dude.
That would mean Hyoko was killed before Ibuki.
How light. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather. Your opponent is out of your league.
Oh, Byakuya,
It is
yeah.
too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
Man, he's being annoying again.
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hyoko was killed. How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Wow, calling my
Because
waifu
she
a
was
low-class
doing
creature.
something That's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
Give him that puffy face. Give him that puffy face. We're just gonna sit here while that puffy face works its magic. Oh my god, I'm intimidated. Make it stop, make it stop, make it stop. Puffy face. This is the last thing you'll see before you die.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
Oh shit, he countered with hamsters. I didn't anticipate this, guys. We better clear the room out. This is gonna be a duel of power, like a Dragon Ball Z duel.
You're one to talk.
Anyways, if this continues, we're just gonna talk in circles. It has to do with, I think it's best if we clarify Ibuki's status when Hyoko was killed. The blood on her feet. I kinda wanna just see him argue, though. That's kinda fun. Hamsters versus Puffy Face. Someone should make that animation.
When Hyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
I am telling you to present your evidence.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor,
I'm gonna let play through once because I want to see him
was
argue.
there any sign she stepped on something?
That's probably what I'm supposed to
Were there
hit.
even any footprints at the crime scene?
Maybe her feet were on the floor. But she was like sitting or something.
Nope.
So instead, there'd be a mark on her ass.
Blood on her ass.
Weak, 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 I say! It doesn't even pierce my heart!
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
Ah, fuck. I just hit the wrong thing.
I am telling you to present your evidence!
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
I agree with that.
I agree with that question.
Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped
It
on
doesn't
something.
pierce my heart.
That something was blood. There were faint blood stains on the soles of her slippers.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
Then it's Hiyoko's blood!
Hyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
If Ibuki stepped on her blood,
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded.
Cinnamon roll.
Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil eye!
Oh shit. What's going on here?
Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
What the fuck is going on? You look like some ninja from Samurai Showdown, like right at the beginning when you're about to fight him and his intro hits.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line. But are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know. You're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you've realized our difference in status.
Bro, do you see this fucking tie-dye tie I'm wearing, bro? You got no chance.
However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
Oh shit, the hamsters are up. Hey, what is this? Okay. Smudge on the floor.
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hiyoko? Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood. You can't step on blood that was never there. Just about one you can see a nice nightmare.
Okay.
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet. Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Allow me to cut through those words! That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
Don't say such foolish things! You don't have proof of that at all!
Yes, I do. If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
When the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right? Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
You know, I'm getting paranoid, so let me save it so we don't have some same thing that happened last time.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding.
Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating. So I don't think they had to go that far.
aside from Mikon, none of us were aware of that fact.
Uh-oh.
So the killer probably did not know it either.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikan's autopsy?
It still cracks me up when you go to Terror's picture and it's the knife and the fork and the X. Shit's funny.
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
I love little details like that.
If the time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file just to keep concrete evidence from us.
God, everyone standing next to me's died.
Yup. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided. Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
You tell him, waifu.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now. Fine then, but regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Ah, wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Huh? Again? Didn't something like this happen last time, too?
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
Suicide.
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is. Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself. Unfortunately, that means there's no Blacken to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Why me?
Nagito? What do you mean? If the victim...
Oh, Eclipse, you're leaving? Bye, take care. Kayla, it's probably because, Sheik's been donating a lot of bits, and Dragon dropped a lot of bits, and you were probably here for that, so that's why. If the victim actually committed suicide.
I mean, I understand Hiyoko's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hiyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
That's totally impossible! Then she never would have killed her to begin with!
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right? After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hiyoko's body soon after means... the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive! When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead.
Yeah, she basically, you could tell her to do something and she would believe it. And she would also try to carry it out as well.
If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
She hanged herself, remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that.
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging. Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
I was thinking about that today at work, Kayla. I was like, good nom nom nomming. Oh no, she's dead. Kayla's gonna be pissed.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad.
Oh, God.
Now I'm free to search for the killer.
What the heck?
There's still one more issue on my mind. If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then just what was that video Hajime saw? According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right? Then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I was like, you know, Peiko didn't get too much of a chance to shine, because she didn't do her job during the first case of guarding the room, and then the second case she was actually the killer. So it's just like,
I don't know anything about that.
It's too bad she kind of stuck around a little longer.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something. So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was.
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place.
But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
Then, the video Hajime saw was actually live?
What time did Hajime see that video?
Right
I saw it
before.
at the hospital, right before
Monokuma's
Monokuma's morning announcement.
Yeah.
And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Then, we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
Hey, look, it's someone's favorite pose.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Let me see what the account said again real quick. Yoko was distraught because her kimono was disheveled. Okay. Right up until Monokuma announced me that morning, Mikan was with Hajime. Afterwards, she went to the hospital to check on everyone. Okay.
Right before the morning announcement.
For Yuhiko, what'd he say? Superior met Mikan in front of the hospital. They split up to search for Ibuki. Oh no, they split up. Oh fuck, that might be it. They checked a movie theater in Electric Avenue. Shit.
I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed!
We can exclude the sick people.
Who doesn't have an alibi? Let's see.
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement. I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi... Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed!
Before and during the announcement, where was Soda?
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel.
If he's sleeping...
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
Yeah, those are really great.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
Well, I guess agreeing doesn't work.
Crap! We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel.
Okay, if he's sleeping, what would disprove that?
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
Oh, actually, wasn't someone not at the... Wait, let me see. Kimono disheveled, so that has nothing to do with it. Fuyuhiko met Mikan in front of the hospital. Only separated from a short time. So the whole time afterwards she went to the hospital.
What about you guys?
Movie invitation ticket.
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Surveillance monitor video. Hemp bag on their head. There was one receiver camera, one recording camera at each location.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then...
Fuck. What's the mistranslation, Sheik? What do you mean?
Crap!
Okay.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then...
Okay.
No, that's wrong!
Got it. Oh, who has an alibi?
Hold on.
Gotcha.
Not all of us are missing an alibi. In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
Yeah, this should be embarrassing.
You two have alibis?
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
Which makes me think she did it.
We even woke up together that morning.
Oh boy.
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime.
Sure you did.
Too much info.
It's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
Uh-huh.
And we went to the hospital together afterward. So we were together until right before the announcement.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
Or do we?
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
Well, I told you Mikan's my backup wife.
It's better if we
so.
think about it like that. The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
That's what she gets for teasing me in the dark room.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was? faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process. Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel. I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
The killer had a different reason? Are we doing a logic dive? If that's the case. Are we still in the killer's trap? Inside a trap set by one of us? If so, then, whose and what kind of trap is it? Hey, what are we doing? Oh. It's like it's another game.
Hiya!
Why, hello there, Monami. The mothballs sure are looking tasty.
Stop it!
Don't characterize me as if someone who lives off mothballs. And here's some chance time. Hawawa? What is that? Now then, Monami's appeal time starts now. Appeal time? Your kind-hearted big brother's gonna give you the chance to reclaim your honor. Good luck. Show those jerks who treat you like a red-headed stepchild who's boss. That's 99% your fault. While you were whining, your time's already running out, so please make your appeal simple. About 30,000 words or so. That's too long, it'll just be a boring appeal. Come on, if your appeal is successful, there might be merchandising opportunities heading your way. Then... I'm Usami, the magical miracle girl Usami. I'm a itty-bitty girl who's sweet like milk. Jeez, and I thought a certain robot little sister was supposed to be the best.
What a disappointment!
Who are you talking about? I have no clue whatsoever. Alright.
I'm Monami. Once again, I've been put in such an unreasonable situation. Seriously, he's like the king of unreasonableness. Why did it turn out like this? We were supposed to have a fun, friendly school trip, but it turned out all bloody instead. No! This definitely cannot be allowed. That's why I want you to remember this. Everyone, do your very best. Don't lose to yourself. And don't forget to save frequently.
The reason the killer did an imitation murder is a reason other than falsifying the murder sequence. Does something like that even exist?
Huh. It suddenly got quiet in here. Did I confuse you? If so, I wish I could die from self-loathing.
Do it.
Man, this again.
If that's the case, it would have been just dandy if they had gone ahead and killed me too.
Here we go.
If that happened, the imitation would have been perfect. So why didn't they do that?
He does kind of look scarecrowy, doesn't he?
Well, it's against the rules to kill 3 people in the first place.
That rule is too harsh. I couldn't get killed because of that.
Seriously, just shut up already! Shut up forever!
But I'm thinking about it again, and he's totally right. It feels incomplete.
Because they didn't kill 3 people like the movie did? That's only because of Monokuma's rule.
Monokuma's role wasn't in there, though, at the beginning.
It's not just that. Come on, try to remember the content of the movie. About the lion that got killed second.
That's the one Hyoko's body was imitating, right?
Even though we're calling it an imitation, the lion was actually pinned by arrows, right? But Hyoko's body was suspended by common household duct tape.
Maybe they just used a common substitute because it was too difficult to imitate the arrows.
Well, that's probably it, but that attitude is what makes this feel incomplete. If falsifying the murder sequence was the killer's plan from the very beginning, they should have taken steps to properly imitate it.
But if we never realized it was a half-assed imitation, their entire plan would have been completely useless.
What are you trying to say? Are you saying the imitation wasn't planned?
I'm saying, Hyoko's murder wasn't.
What?
Yoko's murder wasn't planned?
I understand that imitation wasn't enough, but aren't you making a bunch of assumptions?
It's not just the poor imitation. There are also other strange details.
Strange details? Like what?
Like, for example, why did Hyoko go to the music venue?
The hoodie's out, hoodie hype. Why did Hyoko go to the music venue? For the full-length
So,
mirror,
you're saying the truth behind Hyoko's murder is hidden?
I think.
I have no freaking clue what you're trying to say.
However, this is getting quite interesting. My 4 dark devas of destruction are getting riled up.
Why Hyoko went to the music venue, that's the key to all this. I need to find that out, no matter the cost.
Why did Hyoko go to the music venue? There's no way we'd know that!
Maybe the killer summoned her.
If that's not it, maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
Or she was guided by the will of causality.
Holy shit, dude, that's some clues.
Why did Hyoko go to the music venue?
Scrap of thick paper. Oh, yeah. Music venue curtain.
Maybe the killer summoned her.
If that's not it, maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
Or she was guided by the will of causality.
Why did Hyoko go to the music venue? There's no way we'd know that!
Maybe the killer summoned her.
If that's not it, maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
That worked.
Agree with that.
Oh, it actually worked. I didn't think that was gonna work. That's the only thing I could think of.
It's just as Sonia said. She went to the music venue of her own free will.
So, exactly as I assumed.
If no one called for her, then why did she go?
Hyoko locked herself in her room because she was being overly cautious of the despair disease, you know? I don't think a person like that would leave their room just because someone called for them.
There's no way she got abducted?
Hyoko locked the room she was staying in before she went out.
If she was forcibly taken from her room, there's no way she would have had time to lock it.
Is this gonna be a duel?
The killer could have locked her door, right? Just to hide the fact Hyoko got abducted.
No. She had the key on
Then they
her.
couldn't have hidden her room key that deep in her kimono. They would have put it somewhere more obvious. Otherwise, there's no point in messing with the crime scene if nobody finds the key. At the time, you were the one who actually took out the key, right? Then something like that.
I won't lose.
No, great.
Are you saying my gut was wrong?
Let's go, Werebear.
This could be my first and last highlight of the day. Why won't you just let me shine already?
No, that's not the issue.
Shut up! Enough with your fancy talk. I'll shut you up right now.
Baseball game. What's going on over there? Smudge on the floor, Sonia's account. Oh, yeah.
Hiyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hiyoko's room and forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak-looking, and that's why the killer targeted her.
I can't back down! But Hiyoko's room was locked.
Oh, you're from Cleveland, Chief?
She was deep inside her kimono, remember?
My dad's from Akron.
It's more likely that Hiyoko locked the door herself.
The killer was the one who locked the door. So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later.
There's no reason for the killer to put the key in Hiyoko's kimono. The killer probably didn't realize she even had the key.
Hold on! Try remembering Hiyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up.
Ah, fuck. Yoko's kimono's all messed up, there's no doubt about that.
Hold on! Try remembering Hiyoko's... Her kimono was... There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer!
Allow me to cut through those words!
There we go. Hiyoko fought a killer, yeah, right.
The reason Hiyoko's kimono was messed up was because she wasn't able to properly wear it.
Wear her kimono?
Yeah, it's also the reason why she decided to go out on her own.
Hiyoko seemed to be really struggling with wearing her kimono. I believe that was one of the reasons she locked herself in her room. That is why I informed her.
She got a different pair of
I
clothes.
told her that there was a full-length mirror at the music venue, and I suggested that she use it.
Then, the reason her kimono was messed up wasn't because she fought the killer.
She would have summoned the giant gummy bear, Linky.
Yeah, she went to the venue on her own just to fix her messed up kimono.
Tibbers.
I get it. I lost. Boil me, burn me, take off my clothes. Do whatever you want to me.
Hajime, now's your chance. Make her admit defeat.
Son
Or
of-
better yet, make her do a little something, something.
Let's fight. You can touch my boobs if you win.
Then,
She said that
the
earlier.
killer probably couldn't have assumed that Hiyoko would go to the music venue.
Though that may not apply to Sonia, since she provided Hiyoko with that information.
Oh, Gunham's
Though I knew she
accusing.
would go there, there is no way I could have predicted when she would arrive.
Unless you followed
Don't
her.
go doubting Miss Sonia, you cretin. I'll put you and your hamster 6 feet under.
Yeah, boy.
Kazuichi, it seems you have quite the fashion sense. Do you want me to incinerate your clothes? Perhaps I could do that while you're wearing them.
Wait, what'd I miss here? Oh, why are you gonna incinerate his clothes? Get Sonia's. Shit.
Gundam, please stop! For his sake!
Huh? What do you mean, for my sake?
Of course. I've already overlooked no less than 10 opportunities to kill you.
Even if the killer couldn't predict it, why did Hiyoko get killed in the music venue?
The only thing I can think of is, it was an unfortunate coincidence.
Coincidence?
When she went to the venue by herself, she was probably just unlucky and walked in on the crime
I'm
scene.
gonna fight you with my elf kimono.
She was killed so there wouldn't be any loose ends?
It probably happened when the killer was preparing to kill Ibuki.
I wonder who killed her.
The killer most likely had already placed the hemp bag over her head, and without hesitation,
Slit her throat.
Killed Hiyoko.
because the killer used that coincidence for their crime, it made this case even trickier.
That's the reason they imitated the movie to falsify the murder sequence.
Which means that low-down scoundrel didn't plan on committing imitation murders at first.
Then what was the killer actually planning to do? They've been cunning this far. There's no way they'd kill Ibuki without a plan.
Do you have any ideas?
Oh my god, it's Mikan.
Damn, we don't know the most important part.
Killer's plan from the beginning. I'm pretty sure we're very, very close.
Hey Nagito, any ideas?
Oh god.
Hey, how long are you gonna stay quiet?
Oh, am I allowed to speak? I'm so happy I'm getting goosebumps! Everyone actually needs help from scum like me!
So what do you think?
I was thinking about it while I had my mouth shut. But now I'm finally able to come to a conclusion.
How did Makoto's voice actor get that annoying?
Ibuki definitely didn't commit suicide.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I thought there might be a possibility that she faked her death and tampered with the crime scene. But now I remember. There was blood on Ibuki's slippers. So if she faked her death and walked around the music venue tampering with the crime scene, there'd be bloody footprints left in various places throughout the venue. So that's why I think there's no way she faked her death. There's no way Ibuki committed suicide.
You know, we already finished talking about that a while ago.
Get him, Fuyuhiko.
Huh? Really? That's annoying. I guess I should just awkwardly laugh about it then.
Are you freaking kidding me? There's no limit to how useless you can be.
No, wait a minute. If Ibuki had blood on her feet, there'd be footprints all over the place if she kept walking around.
That's strange. That's very strange.
Unless she took the slippers off.
This is strange? What's strange?
Or someone else put her slippers on. Oh, I see. It's not something we finished talking about. There's still an important clue that we completely overlooked. Just as Nagito said, if she had blood on her feet, she would have left footprints. Then why? Why weren't there any footprints on there? Oh god, I don't know. Stepladder?
I can prove it with this!
Uh-huh.
If Ibuki used the stepladder to hang herself, it's strange that there weren't any footprints on it.
Huh? There weren't?
Yeah, that stepladder was completely clean. No footprints or bloodstains at all.
Did you notice such a small detail? How amazing! This is truly the talent of a chosen ultimate!
Sugoi desu ne? What are you talking about? You were obviously leading us to this, that's why you brought up the suicide topic after all this time. Nagito Komida, you're definitely someone I shouldn't underestimate.
But didn't you say you saw that video of Ibuki climbing the stepladder? Then I think there's no doubt that she really did climb.
Oh my god, she's the
Unless there
killer.
was something funny about that video.
Oh.
I see. So there was some kind of trick arranged in that video,
The
But
candle.
that's something only Hajime would know, since he's the only one who saw that video.
I don't want to lose this many women. So just as I thought, it comes down to this. The mystery surrounding this incident is contained in that video. Because we lose 3 women if a woman killed her. And whether or not we can reach that hidden truth in one chapter is all up to me.
Hajime, I leave it in your hands.
As long as I leave this to you, I won't tell you to do your best, but oh well. You should get started already.
What's everyone talking about?
Yeah, I'll definitely try.
If there was some hidden clue in that video, I should have seen something strange as I watched it. I'm the only one who can clear that up. Are we doing another logic dive, or... I'm the only one who actually saw that video. So I'm the only one who can do it. The hanging video that I saw. Based on everything we know from the debates thus far, I should be able to figure out what's strange. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, what's up with that blue thing? Oh, that's probably just a stepladder tub. Okay. Well, here.
Here!
I got it. Oh, that was Ibuki, probably,
That's
Manimal.
right, I remember now. There was definitely something strange about that video.
Can you explain it to us?
What's strange is that
Kayla,
stepladder
welcome
I
back.
mentioned earlier. It's true that the steps of that stepladder weren't dirty, but on one side, there was a bloodstain, right on the left side of the stepladder. However, that contradicts the video I saw at the hospital. There weren't any bloodstains on the stepladder in the video. It was completely clean.
That is truly strange. If the video showed the moment of Ibuki's death, then Hiyoko should have already been dead by that point.
Slim Shady fan confirmed.
Even so, the fact is the stepladder had blood on it at the actual crime scene.
Video showed the moment, and then Hiyoko should have already been dead at that point. So, fun fact today, you were attacked by your friend while pronouncing her last name wrong. Karma.
The stepladder in the video was completely bloodless.
I'm sorry, Kayla. I hope that didn't happen.
And there's no way the video was recorded in advance. If that's the case, the only thing I can think of is...
It's possible those 2 stepladders were completely different.
Wait, are you saying there were 2 stepladders?
But where would you find another stepladder? There was only one stepladder in the music venue.
What kind of friend is
One of
this?
the stepladders was somewhere other than the music venue. What do you mean?
Ah, fuck. It was at the hospital.
You're suggesting that the stepladder in the video isn't the only thing that's different. Am I right? That's amazing, Chiaki! All that gaming has given you incredible deduction skills. Is it okay to say that?
Hug him, hug him. Hug him, guys, hug him.
What are you 2 talking about?
The stepladder isn't the only thing that's different, huh? Chiaki said the stepladder was at a different place, but... if that's the case, the thing that's different between that video and the actual scene of the crime... the person? Is the thing the place where the killer did something? Is that thing the place where the killer did something? I have no idea what they're talking about. That thing... what the fuck could that be? Well, let's see. Not making this easy, are they? L M F F follow figure fill fillet follow filter. Film. Okay, film. Filming. Oh shit. God damn it. I don't know. Filming. Looking. Shit, I'm low on life already. Oh my god. Location. Okay. Gotta figure out a way to do this. Oh, fuck. Ah, shit. Fuck. Shit, that was close.
I got it!
I hate this game.
That's right. Besides the stepladder, the filming location must have been different too.
Oh no.
What do you mean?
That confirms that it's me, Khan. Fuck.
I mean, the video I saw
It was in the
not filmed at
conference
music
room.
venue.
It was in the conference room. Fuck, fuck.
It was filmed somewhere else.
God damn it, dude.
But the hospital monitor is supposed to display footage captured by the music venue camera, you know?
Then, there's a possibility that the killer also tampered with the surveillance camera unit.
In order to show us that they filmed the video at the music venue instead of somewhere else. Dude, that Hangman's Gambit blows. What did the killer do with the surveillance camera? God, we're doing one of these. I have like no life. Yeah, look at my life. Alright, don't mess up. Oh my god. Can you believe that? Case over. It's no use, I can't go any longer. Good job, Mikon.
This is my hour?
It'd be funny if after you do this, they actually showed a thing of the killer winning.
We will never give up!
Yeah, that game's not fun at all, dude. Like that word game. They need to get rid of that. Hopefully that's gone by the next one game, but I'm sure it'll come back even more complicated, which is gonna suck. Oh well. Oh, that auto jumps? I didn't even notice that. Okay. Which part of the surveillance unit? The monitor, the camera, the monitor. Oh no, the camera. I think it's the camera. Alright. Yeah, the letters thing is dumb. I don't know. I guess we all pretty much agree that that's a crappy part of the game. Because you saw all the damage I took from that, and I was doing my best, but there's like 20 words flying at once. I guess a dozen is more appropriate, so... You're like trying to figure it out, and you're trying to keep pieces from collapsing on each other. And like you said, sometimes the translation's kind of suspect, so... For example, with the music venue or the hospital. Hospital, wait no, music venue. I think. Okay. This game's not so bad, like it makes a little bit more sense, you know? Yeah, my god. What did the killer do with the camera from the music venue surveillance? Increase it. No, they took it with them. Oh my god, dude. I'm so sad right now. Unless there's some miracle way that Mikon didn't do it. Because I thought it was her too, because she sliced someone's throat. Basically sliced with Himoko's neck with a, probably like a scalpel or something. And I was like, all the other people on the island, I don't know any of them that would have knives offhand.
It's all coming together!
But she would. And that's why she was like purposely sleeping with you too, both those times.
That's it. The killer just brought the camera from the music venue.
Fuck.
With it, they made me think it was a live feed from the venue, when it was actually from somewhere else.
But how did they get the body over there?
Then only the monitor was left in the music venue?
Yes, at least when I first discovered Ibuki's body.
I'm clinging to hope. I'm clinging.
But when Hyoko's body appeared, the killer probably put the camera back too.
That means you should have realized that from the start and made this easier on all of us.
Shut up, you haven't done one useful thing in the entire fucking game.
I doubt his attention was focused on the camera.
Well, that's true, but... In order to hide that the camera was missing, the killer did one more thing to the remaining monitor.
Destroyed it. Flipped it over.
I see! The killer smashed the monitor to pieces, destroying it.
Yeah.
As long as it was in pieces, you wouldn't be able to tell if the camera was actually there or not. My attention was so focused on the body that even I couldn't have noticed something like that.
Wait, let me see that. Fuyuhiko was supposed to die instead of Hiyoko, but they changed it because Peiko's sacrifice would be worthless. That's why they never discussed Hiyoko's murder weapon. She may have gotten Nekomaru killed.
And the moment Hajime left the music venue, the killer put back the camera they took.
And they destroyed it and left that in pieces as well.
It's easy to say it was filmed somewhere else, but the surveillance camera's connection wasn't that strong.
Despite Kazuichi's desperate repair efforts, it seems it could not transmit from the hospital to the motel.
The fact that it was able to connect between the hospital and the music venue is amazing enough.
Which means even if it was filmed as another place, as long as it was transmitting to the hospital, the range would be pretty limited. If that's the case, where was the video filmed to make it look like it was filmed at the music venue? Wait, what? No! No! Oh my god, why do they have a fucking fetish with this game? Conference room, was that it? Oh my god, why? We already know, why? Why? What the fuck? Oops, fuck. Oh my god, fuck this game.
I got it!
I just got lucky I knew it right off that time, that was the only reason.
Possible that it was filmed at the hospital's conference room.
Huh? Conference room?
But the hospital and the music venue look completely different.
That's exactly why the killer did something to make those two places resemble each other.
To make the conference room look like the music venue, the killer went ahead and did some work. I've got to make it clear what that work was. Are we debating?
There's no way the conference room and the music venue look the same.
Oh.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
Or did they make some kind of set?
Or they might have tampered with the camera.
I still can't believe he mixed up the filming locations. Hajime, you're pretty stupid.
There's no way the conference and the music venue look the same.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue?
That didn't work. Whatever.
There's no way the conference room and the music venue look the
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
Or did they make some kind of set?
Why didn't that work?
Damn it!
Okay, I gotta think about this.
There's no way the conference room and the music venue look the same.
Wait, that is true. Why did they mess with the AC? Because Mikan's probably covering it up.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
Or did they make some kind of set?
Wait. Okay, that makes sense.
I still can't believe he mixed up the filming locations. Hajime, you're pretty stupid.
What did the killer do?
There's no way the conference room and the music venue look the same.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
Or did they make some kind of set?
Or they might have tampered with the camera.
I still can't believe he mixed up the filming location. Hajime, you're pretty stupid.
There's no way the conference and the music venue.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference?
That must be it! What the killer did was make the music venue, the crime scene, look like the conference room. They did that by using the black curtain hanging at the back of the stage.
From what I remember, there used to be a really flashy curtain, but after the incident, it somehow became a plain black curtain that didn't seem to be the right size.
That's right! It's so half-assed, just like Monami.
Oh yeah? Well, your face looks stupid.
That curtain was hung so the music venue would look like the conference room?
In actuality, even though the curtain in the conference room doesn't stand out, it is a black light-blocking curtain that's long enough to reach the floor.
I see. The conference room. Indeed, the floor of that room is
Why did she kill Mikan? Or not
the
Mikan.
same color as the music venue stage.
But why would she kill Ibuki?
So the killer chose the conference room because they realized the floor matched.
Ignores what?
Matching floors, matching curtains. I guess it makes sense you'd mistake the two.
But that's not all. There should be something else the killer did to tamper with the evidence. Probably.
Something else the killer did to make the music venue look like the conference room. Yeah, the candle. Oh, that's why they couldn't get the light. Maybe.
I can prove it with this!
Got it.
You're referring to the candle in the music venue, right? In the video I saw, a candle was used for lighting. But if you think about it, it's pretty strange. The music venue has good lighting, so there's no reason to even use candlelight.
Oh, yeah.
But wouldn't they have done it to make it feel creepier?
That might have been another reason, but the main reason was probably to tamper with evidence. The lighting in the conference room and the music venue are so different. They couldn't be used during filming. That's why the killer used a candle as film lighting instead.
Alright, hold on.
Which means... Are you saying the candle in the music venue wasn't actually used?
That candle was likely placed there just to make me think it was the same candle that was used in the video.
With candlelight, you can't see things in that much detail. Maybe they were going for that effect. With that cheap-ass camera, it won't capture much in a dark area.
As long as this all matches up, it should be no problem to say this is decided. The video I saw wasn't filmed at the music venue. It was actually filmed at the hospital conference room.
If I'd found proof that evidence in the conference room was altered, we would have reached an answer sooner. But it appears the killer already covered that up, so I didn't find anything when I went there.
But there's no mistake. That's the only place within the connection range of the surveillance camera.
Yeah. Long hair.
The motel would have been too far, and the interior design of the movie theater is too distinctive.
But this must be a surprising turn of events for Hajime.
Shout out
You
Nagita.
never suspected that the video you saw in the hospital was being filmed in the conference room.
But how did she get the body all the way, unless it was already
The
there?
incident isn't happening at the scene of a crime. It's occurring in the conference room.
Oh, she must have killed her before. I feel like I've heard the Bayside cops say that before. But isn't it the other way around? Yeah.
If Ibuki's hanging video was filmed at the hospital's conference room, then was Ibuki killed at the conference room too?
Shut up, Akane.
No, that's not possible.
Slash Hina.
Right after Hajime saw that video, he discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue.
That video was filmed in the conference room, but Ibuki's body was at the music venue, which means there's a fake somewhere. That fake must have been at the conference room.
I see! The person wearing the hint bag in that video wasn't Ibuki. It was the killer pretending to be Ibuki. The killer put on a hospital gown, wore a hint bag on their head, and was only pretending to be the victim.
That's why they cut the video off right before the hanging.
By that time, the real Ibuki must have already been killed.
The actual time of death must have been earlier. Probably around midnight or dawn to avoid witnesses.
If they took Ibuki from the music venue to the hospital to kill her, there's no way it happened during the day.
Oh, really? Time to work on an Ibuki mod. So that's what happened, and no matter how quickly I ran, it was impossible for me to rescue Ibuki. At that moment, I was already in the killer's trap. And the one who set the trap for me.
But why did the killer go to the trouble of making a fake video just so Hajime could go to the crime scene?
The reason the killer made a fake video. There's only one possibility I can think of. If I examine that possibility thoroughly,
Please, no word game. Please.
then naturally the killer's identity will reveal itself.
No word game.
You fiend! Are you saying you already know who the killer is?
I'm hoping it's you. That's right, I should already know. Look how fucking pissed Hajime is. I should have already known who the killer is. It was that bitch Hiyoko. I don't want to do it. For fuck's sake. Alright, fine.
You're the only one! Nikon, you're the killer, aren't you?
What are you talking about?
Like I said, aren't you the killer who murdered Ibuki and Hiyoko?
Killer? Huh? I'm the killer? What is this?
Hey, don't you think that's kinda impossible? A chick like her as the killer? She couldn't even kill a fly. In fact, the fly would probably kill her first.
She's right! A clumsy slowpoke like me killing someone? That's completely out of the question!
But we're the only ones. Thanks to that video, we're the only ones who have the advantage of an alibi.
An alibi? Was that the killer's goal?
Now that you mention it, you guys brought that up earlier. Only Hajime and Mikon have an alibi.
It's just a coincidence!
But you're the only one who could have filmed that video in the hospital conference room. Is that also a coincidence?
Shouldn't you get some rest already? You should be exhausted from nursing without any sleep, right? Then if you insist, I will use the on-call room upstairs. You must be mentally exhausted, so it's better if you relax in the lobby instead.
At that time, you said you were going to the on-call room, but you actually went to the conference room. That's when you put on a hospital gown that you prepared in advance, put the bag on your head, and began filming.
Does she have black hair? Or she did that at the candle, that's why it was low light.
You made up a video that showed Ibuki trying to hang herself at the music video. And showed that to me.
Was she afflicted by the disease at least?
I saw that video at the hospital lobby. If someone wants to go to the conference room from outside, they have to pass through the lobby.
So it's impossible that someone who wasn't already in the hospital went to the conference room to film.
It was Peiko.
Not only that, the others in the hospital, Akane and I, were both delirious from the despair disease.
It was Akane.
So that must mean...
Please, wait a second! What are you saying? I'm the killer? That's impossible! There's no way I could kill someone!
It's not literally impossible. Can't you give a better defense than that?
Just shows she can't even do that.
Whoever filmed
Hey,
it had to be a girl.
You sure this chick is really the killer?
Wrong! It's totally wrong! It's not what you think!
Just like Akane said, it is really hard to tie it all together. I mean, Mikon is the killer?
I agree. It is truly difficult to believe someone could be killed by such a slow-witted woman.
That slow-witted remark is not necessary.
It's fine. I've been like this for a long time. In a tournament for social punching bags, I'd easily win first place with my soft reputation. Even I can't deny that. How many times do I have to tell you? It's impossible for me to kill someone. I'm serious. Very serious.
say, Hajime?
Do you still believe this woman is the killer?
Do you hate me that much, Hajime?
Hey, Hajime!
Everyone's ganging up on me. Tricks aside, logic aside, is she really capable of doing something like this? Yeah, it was a fucking disease. Could it be I'm the one making the mistake? No, in fact, it'd be much easier if I were wrong. If I have this much doubt about someone I've spent so much time with.
Can you hold on a minute?
I'm good.
Well, I know I'm being intrusive and all, and I mean, I have no place to say this. I missed all of the critical parts, and I doubt I have anything worth saying at an important time like this.
Oh my god.
What are you saying?
But still, there's definitely no way I can overlook the killer this time.
Huh?
I thought it was suspicious all along, from the very beginning. Investigating with the suspect in mind creates a different result than investigating with no leads.
Hey, what are you trying to say?
Is he gonna duel me?
Well, thanks to that, I was able to discover a truth that nobody else knows.
Are you serious?
I've been so focused on everybody else this trial. But I guess now's a good time to say it, right?
Yeah, her voice
You better
actress
not
is
have
great.
kept quiet on purpose. This isn't a game, you know.
Actually, this is a game!
Please don't say such controversial statements.
Well, what do you know, Nagito?
Well, it's nothing big, really. Only a small, decisive clue that points to the killer.
Dang! That's a huge deal!
A decisive clue. Does something like that really exist?
Let's take a look, shall we? Regarding the rope Ibuki was dangling from. This rope was supplied by the supermarket, right? There weren't any ropes inside the music venue.
Again with the supermarket? That place is a hotspot for criminal goods.
If they got it at the supermarket, that means it was brand new.
I was totally looking at chat, I wasn't paying attention to anything they were saying. Yeah, Linky, Dragon AFK's in the room, that's usually why he's the leader. He also donates bits, so... Okay, hold on, let me look here. What do you know, Nagito? Nothing really big, only a small decisive clue. Dang, that's a huge deal. Decisive clue? Does something like that really exist? Let's take a look, shall we? Regarding the rope Ibuki was dangling from, this rope was supplied by the supermarket, right? There weren't any ropes inside the music venue. Again, with the supermarket, that place is a hot spot for criminal goods. If they got it at the supermarket, that means it was brand new, right?
What's wrong with that?
I want you to take a close look at this rope, and keep in mind that it's brand new. Near the middle of the rope, it's frayed, as if it was rubbed strongly. But why is it like this? The loop Ibuki used to hang herself is on one end of the rope, and the part of the rope that hung from the baton lighting is on the other end.
Hey, you're taking too long. What's wrong with the rope being frayed?
It means, well, from what I can infer, I think the rope was used like this. The killer wrapped the rope around Ibuki's neck, pulled both ends at full strength, and strangled her. The center of the rope is frayed because that's the part they used to strangle Ibuki.
Hold on. I've been listening to you for a while, and it sounds like you knew about this rope clue all along. What exactly did you say to me during the investigation?
Loopy doopy. So this rope won't be much of a clue. Then I might as well search another place.
Not everyone cooperates at a class trial. Those who lie and conceal the truth will obviously be here too. Just like this case's killer. I was just copying them a little bit.
More importantly, what was all that about the rope? The killer strangled Ibuki. And then?
And then, I finished speaking.
Huh?
How is that a decisive clue?
Huh? You didn't notice it? I thought I made the decisive clue very clear.
Nagito's words contain a decisive clue. Is that really true? Yeah, what the fuck? Well, at least it's not a word game. Alright. Lens camera unit.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame.
Curtain. Strangulation.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Whoever misunderstood.
Right. Crushed windpipe as a result of choking. Okay.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seems, the scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
Oh, that didn't work. Fuck.
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you
Oh
know.
shit, it got deflected.
Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame.
Okay, I guess. Even though I didn't see the white noise over it, but I guess it was there somehow.
Ibuki didn't die. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling, the scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
Why didn't that work?
Crap!
That should have worked.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging.
Music venue curtain. Yeah, let me look at the clues. Black curtain at the very back of the music stage. Brought from the supermarket.
She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? you mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
I'll show you the bullets, hold on.
Crap!
I'm thinking it was, cause the guy who found the curtain, or the scrap of paper up top, was, I always forget his name. Gunned him. So I'm thinking he's the liar.
Ibuki didn't
Venue
die from hanging.
curtain, surveillance camera unit,
She was
AC
strangled to
temperature,
That's basically the same thing.
rope used for hanging,
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different.
scrap of thick
The
paper.
scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Did it? Yeah, I never did. Wait, okay, so if the surveillance camera... No, because you never saw the actual death on the surveillance camera.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging.
Scars from hanging.
She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know.
Shit, I don't want to do the AC temperature one because that would lead back to Mekon.
Crap!
Alright, let's try it.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled.
Yeah, because if the body was killed in the conference room, no, it couldn't have been there. Because then the AC wouldn't have been moving the body, plus moving the body's a pain in the ass. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
Okay, must be the next one.
Ibuki didn't die from it. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling, the scars they leave would look different too.
Scars?
Or does heating the body mess with it too? Like the scars?
But we believed it was from a... Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know.
Oh my god, dude.
Crap! Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, the scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Never specified.
Crap!
Okay, let me look at the clues again. Okay, crushed windpipe as a result of choking. Okay. Blood loss due to... Oh, that's Hiyoko. Okay, so then rope for hanging. According to rope for hanging, Mekon, there's no doubt this is the cause of Ibuki's death. Was her hanging herself with this rope. Oh no. That leads back to Mekon if that's true. shit. Time, lighting, right. What else? Surveillance camera unit. Alright, let me try that.
She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling, the scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
No.
So that's what happened. We've been falling for the killer's lie this whole time.
There's something I want to ask you. There's no doubt Ibuki's death was caused by being hanged from this rope, right? Yes, she had no other external injuries, so there's no doubt she died from hanging herself. I see, so Ibuki died by hanging herself.
You said Ibuki hanged herself, but that was a complete lie, wasn't it, Mikan?
That is... well...
You told us the wrong cause of death. You lied, didn't you?
You should have been able to tell the difference between hanging and strangling just by looking.
Fuck.
You, Mikan, the ultimate nurse.
Please wait! First of all, I'm not a coroner, so I don't have the medical knowledge to identify injuries like that. That's why it's not my fault if I made a mistake.
You are right. And you have been a great help to us so far.
But even a drunk medical student can notice the difference between a hanging and strangulation.
I'm not taking her side or anything, but being clumsy and unskilled in this area could lead to a mistake.
He's totally right. I'm such a clumsy mess, and I got so careless.
Mikan nursed me till I got better. There's no way I'm gonna doubt her.
Don't you think her devotion to nursing is what helped her draw Ibuki to her death?
Huh?
And if not, her symptoms were still very serious and caused her to believe what anybody told her. It wouldn't surprise me if she willingly followed Mikan because she was nursing her.
So Mikan volunteered to nurse us? Because she was planning to do this all along?
That's a little... Aren't you like the thief who suspects everyone else of being thieves?
I'm not a criminal. Mikan is. I mean, she's a killer, you know.
You've got it all wrong. Please forgive me.
I'm sorry, but there's no way I can forgive you.
Hopefully it's
I
Nagita.
just can't forgive this crime at all.
Oh, shut up.
Forgiveness or not, we still have not decided if Mikan is the killer.
I see. You guys are kind. Well, if that's the choice everyone makes, then the only thing I can do is back off, I guess. But is that really okay? Is that everyone's hope?
Here we go.
You're friggin' annoying! If you keep talking, I'm seriously gonna beat you up!
Do it.
But I'm really not the killer. There's no way I'm capable of killing someone.
Is that really true?
Stop it already! That's enough!
Shut up.
I can't stop! I don't want to do this either! Of course I don't want to do this! But I need to do this!
You doubt your friends?
That's not it. I suspect them because I want to believe them.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't think belief and doubt are necessarily opposites.
Huh?
I do doubt her, but I still want to believe her. Belief lies at the heart of that conflict. 'Cause if there's no room for doubt, then there's no reason to believe, is there?
Don't say deep stuff. I don't really get it.
If you want to believe in someone, you need to overcome doubt first. Belief without doubt is simply a lie.
Fine. Do whatever you want. I won't stop you anymore.
Huh? Is that all you can say? Ah, so in the end, you're all just a bunch of bullies, huh? Justifying your actions with fancy words. Making excuses for why it's not really your fault. Everyone always treats me like that. Always. It's all her fault. She's the one with the problem. I'm done with that. You hear me? I'm done.
Thanks for the bitch, Sheik.
Hey,
You're amazing.
Nikon.
It's not fair. It's not fair. 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 Why won't you forgive me? If you did something wrong, you'd forgive yourself right away. What did I do? Why won't anybody forgive me?
Is acting like this your strategy now? Well, this is annoying. Plus, to be honest, I've run out of ideas. How can we get you to admit it? That's the issue.
She looks like a Dragon Ball Z fighter now.
Clues. Why don't we have her give us some? I'm the same as Hajime. I don't want to doubt any of my friends. But still, the truth is one of us murdered two of our friends. That's why we gotta stick with this until the very end, so we can finally break these chains of despair. Hey,
Chiaki.
Mikan, can I ask you one last thing? If you're not the killer, then who fabricated that video Hajime watched?
Like I said, it obviously wasn't me.
Can you prove it?
It would have to be Tomoko.
Prove it? Wait. Do you have any proof that I'm the one who fabricated that video? That's right! Show me your proof! Because you're just assuming the video was filmed at the conference room. Treating me like a killer based on an assumption. Just because I was at the hospital. That's totally crazy! I didn't do anything wrong! Why does everybody always hate me? Please, just forgive me already!
Is this broad really okay? She's emotionally unstable.
I'm not the killer! The video... I never filmed that video!
It seems she finally started arguing for us. But the only one who can find a hole in her argument is you, Hajime.
I don't want to.
So, I'm going to leave this to you once again.
Could it be? Was this Chiaki's goal all along? Yeah, Chiaki's like, oh, you got a second wife? Guess what? She's the killer. I didn't even notice a bandage on the video. She's saying everyone's fate depends on me, the only person who saw that video.
Why do you get to decide I'm the killer?
Oh, you're right.
Where's your proof? Please, forgive me already!
Right. Yeah, it doesn't scroll down. Well then. I need to make up my mind. I'm the one who has to do it. I'm the one who's gonna finish this. Is this like a duel? I guess not.
I'm not the killer!
Rope used for hanging.
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
McConn's account. Okay, she's with me. Afterwards, she went to the hospital to check on everyone, realized that Ibuki disappeared, rushed out of the hospital to search for Ibuki, apparently met up with Fuyuhiko. And then Fuyuhiko says... After Fuyuhiko met Mikan in front of the hospital, they split up, searched for Ibuki, they checked the movie theater and Electric Avenue. They didn't find anybody. Apparently Fuyuhiko and Mikan were only separated a short time.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof?
What the fuck? She's
You
all
could tell her
sultry now.
body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Hospital slippers.
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your...
And let me read McCown's count again. There's one contradiction I see, but I don't see how to point it out.
You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight?
Oh my
There's
god.
no way you'd be able to make out her body type!
Okay.
So please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're
My
the
heart,
only
my
one who
feelings.
can point out the killer's mistake.
Are about to be crushed. So the video. Who else is gonna do it if I don't?
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
Oh, for fuck's sake, I
Just
didn't have
from
enough
that dim
bullets.
candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body, so please forgive me!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
I wonder if I'm supposed to do one of those, what's it called? This shit.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikon clearly have different...
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
Oh shit, I hit the wrong button. That didn't work.
Damn it!
But how would she know the camera angle?
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikon clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
That doesn't work. Okay, it must be the one after that.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikon clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight?
Okay. It has to be something else. We were talking about that video earlier, the light that was used. Yeah.
Damn it!
I'm not the killer!
Okay, it must be one of these clues.
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious?
Fuck, I didn't even mean to shoot that. It's not letting me scan, so it has to be one of those other clues.
Damn it!
Okay.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Nope.
Damn it!
Okay, I'm gonna let it play out.
I'm not the killer!
Just so I could see.
We can't think of anybody else other than you.
Because the easy way to do this would be to figure out who had the second hemp bag. Because the first one went over someone's head. And so whoever was the person that watched the video first got the hemp bag. If we could just pull out the tickets, this shit would be easy. But of course, we can't just do a direct route.
Who could have filmed that video?
Oh, actually.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious?
I think I got
Or
it.
could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikon clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight?
There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type!
So please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well.
My heart.
You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Oh, that doesn't work. Now's not the time to enter Berserk mode. What is the evidence that Mikan was the one who filmed the video?
Damn it!
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof?
The camera angle? Okay, I'll try that.
Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Okay, it's not that. Or are you supposed to stop the oh. I know what to do. Okay. I got it.
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan...
Is that really your... You could tell her body type under the hospital gown just from that just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay close attention and you're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Okay. So it's one of two things. It's either the camera angle or it's the hemp bag. I think.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof?
I'm going for angle first.
Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
I'll shoot through that contradiction.
Oh, dude.
Mikan, you've committed a major mistake.
Mistake?
As I said before many times, I'm the only one who saw that video.
What's wrong with that?
But I never said anything about the camera angle. So how can you say anything about the camera angle as if you saw that video yourself?
The only reason Mikan knew the camera angle Hajime had seen is because you're the person who actually filmed that video. Is that right?
This is your just reward. The more desperately you argue, the deeper you dig yourself into a hole. You lied, didn't you?
Rest in peace, Linky. We're fucked.
Are you serious? Is it true, Mikan? Did you kill Hiyoko and Ibuki?
Forgive me! Huh? 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 I was wrong. Wrong. No, that's not it at all.
That's not it?
I mean, it's impossible.
Impossible.
You know that hemp bag Ibuki was wearing when she died? Try remembering the tote bag instead. Ding! I totally remember now.
What the heck's wrong with her? She's getting weirder by the minute.
That tote bag, isn't it the same one that girl was wearing in the video?
How do you know so much about that video?
Who cares about that? More importantly, did you know that bag is a limited item that was sold at the movie theater? Hajime saw it too, didn't you? You remember the Usami decal on it, right? Whoopsie!
Thanks,
Don't
man.
worry about it. I remember even if you don't. Ta-da! There's no mistake that that tote bag is a limited item. So don't you think it's impossible? Using one tote bag in both the conference room and the music venue at the same time?
Yeah, we already know.
It's blatantly obvious that that's impossible. Don't you think? That's why that video isn't fabricated, and I'm not the killer. So you'll forgive me, right?
Taking your stubbornness this far. Such despair.
Then you're gonna forgive me? I won't stop until you forgive me!
Long time no see. Well, not really. It's time for the third panic talk action. This is probably going to be my last job during the class trial. Please humor me while I taint your ears one last time. Starting from this PTA, the reload and ammo features will be added. Reload? For what? A sword? You will no longer maybe... Oh, never mind. That's the dance thing. Below the tempo marker in the lower position of the screen, number of bullets are displayed. From this point on, you need one bullet to destroy one remark. When you're out of bullets, you won't be able to destroy the remark, no matter how much you mash the A button. You will be able to refresh your bullets by pressing the X button to reload. Just like locking on, pressing the X button in time with the tempo marker, the controls are the same. Match the tempo marker by pressing the AX button. Okay. During fever time, okay. Yeah, thank God, no more tutorials. True despair.
I'll keep explaining it until you forgive me! That bag is a limited item!
Yeah, but how would you know that?
That's why that crime is impossible for anyone to pull off.
This chick, has she lost it for good?
I always thought Mikan was gonna get killed. I didn't think that she'd end up being a killer. And why does she kill?
Will you forgive me? You'll forgive me, right? Isn't that right? You're obviously gonna forgive me, right?
I don't understand. Why did she kill? And I guess we're gonna have to see. At this rate, we're not getting anywhere. I gotta do something to end this. I gotta do something so I can make her admit it. Well, I wonder what her DDR is gonna be. Jeez.
You still haven't forgiven me? I'll do anything you want. Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Why only me? Please, draw on me. Can you forgive me already? Forgive me! Forgive me! Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Can you forgive me already?
I think I did the fever time too quick.
You want. Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. You're done for! Forgive me! Forgive me! Why only me? There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time.
Theater bonus prize.
This is the end!
Sorry, Mikan.
Monokuma mentioned this earlier.
When you buy one bag, you get another free. It's common practice to bait customers with bonus prizes.
Whoever bought that bag should have received another one as a bonus prize. Which means it's not impossible to use that bag in two separate places. So please, just stop making desperate excuses.
Why?
Man, all
It
that.
seems her desperate struggle is finally coming to an
It's
end.
all that abuse she
Why
suffered.
does everybody always hate me? You should just forgive me already!
Mikan, it's already over. After I go over your crime from the beginning and show that you have no arguments left. Please, just admit it already. In the end, at least let me believe in you.
Mikan waifu. Well, at least she got to kill, what's her face? Hiyoko. That was well deserved. What I saw on the monitor. Yeah. What did the killer do after the broadcast? The body was hidden before. Here. The small clue the killer left. Put back to normal after destroying it. How was the real locked room created? What did the killer do after the broadcast? Oh, we're already on last stock? Holy shit. What did the killer do after the broadcast? The small clue that the killer left. How was the real lock created?
Here's everything that happened in this case.
God.
The key to this incident is the surveillance camera video that only I saw. That's why I'm going to start with that to unravel the knots of this crime. When I went to the hospital with Mikan this morning, I noticed a specific thing in the lobby. The incoming signal light on the surveillance monitor was blinking ahead of the scheduled time.
Poor Linky. Poor me, too. I was enjoying our conversations.
When I switched on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a person wearing a hospital gown and a bag on their head about to hang themselves right at that moment. That surveillance camera unit was designed for two-way communication with the hospital and the music venue. That's why I thought the signal originated from the music venue, so I immediately headed over there. But that was the killer's trap. In truth, that video was recorded in a different place. The killer brought the music venue camera the night before and made their preparations in advance. And then, they filmed that video in the hospital conference room.
I know.
By doing so, they tried to make me think the incident was happening in real time. When in fact, the crime had already been committed by that point. The person in the footage wearing the bag was actually the killer acting as a fake.
She had to be savage to actually choke her out, though, with a rope.
I didn't know that, so I went to the music venue and found the hanged body wearing a bag on its head. Seeing the body before me, I panicked and rushed out of there to get the rest of you guys. But that was also part of the killer's trap. After cleaning the conference room, the killer was likely watching the music venue from outside. And, as if they were switching places with me, they went inside the music venue and began working on their last trick. First, the killer peeled off the wallpaper covering one of the stage pillars, revealing Hyoko's body.
I don't blame her for killing Hyoko, though, honestly.
When I first arrived and saw the hanged body,
I don't
I didn't
understand.
notice anything strange about that pillar.
I don't understand,
I didn't expect it to be
Ibuki's
slightly
death,
larger
though.
from the wallpaper, or have Hyoko's body hidden inside. Next, the killer destroyed the surveillance camera that was used in the conference room. After destroying it, they mixed it with what was left of the surveillance monitor found at the crime scene. The surveillance camera the killer used was originally brought from the music venue, but
I guess.
when they brought it, they made sure to destroy its monitor beforehand.
Good nom nom hanging.
They wanted to hide the fact that the camera wasn't at the crime scene.
Oh wait, no. Nom nom choking. Sheesh.
In the end, the killer transformed the crime scene into a closed room. They broke one of the drumsticks from the storage room and placed it near the music venue's entrance. However, they did this to mislead us into believing that the music venue was locked from the inside. In actuality, the reason the music venue became a closed room was because of the glue. The killer sealed the door with glue and intentionally created a closed room that could be forced open. With that, the killer finished tampering with the crime scene and met up with Fuyuhiko and me. They helped us force open the music venue door, despite the fact that they personally sealed it. And they made us discover not just Ibuki's body, but Hyoko's suddenly present body as well. At the time, they pretended to be surprised, but
So you're making an associate
inside,
bracelet.
they were probably relieved that their plan worked out.
A peer bracelet.
Isn't that right, Mikan? This crime was orchestrated by you, wasn't it?
What the fuck?
Whoa! Now she's laughing?
It's been such a long time. This feeling, I know it well. Like the floor is collapsing, like the sky is falling down upon you. This feeling of despair!
Mikan, you... What has happened to you?
Whoa there! Before that, a moment of your time.
No one picked Mikan. Even though I thought it might be her, I didn't want to believe it. Damn it. I got 25 and 24 points. I was probably on the word game, huh? Yeah, fuck that game. Whatever.
It seems your arguments have reached a conclusion, so let's proceed to our regularly scheduled voting time. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Let's go!
Boo.
Well now,
Now then, though it may be obvious at this point,
correct.
You got it right once again. That's like 3 in a row. Taka. Oh yeah, right. That's right, the true identity of this horrifying blackened who killed 2 girls was Mikan Sumiki.
Damn it.
You gotta be shitting me. Are you saying Mikan, the one who nursed us back to health, was the one who killed them?
I won't forgive you.
Don't joke around with me, Mikan. Did you lie to us all along? Were you planning to kill them from the start while you were nursing them?
Hey!
Don't just laugh, say something. This is going nowhere. Yeah, I know, they're killing off the girls really fast, huh?
What's going on?
That's why I figured it was a guy, but... oh well. This chick.
Hey, hey.
This is nothing like Pecos. She's actually gone mental.
Well, that's obvious.
There's nothing we can do. She's no longer the same person. She's no longer the Mikan Sumiki we know. Huh?
Hey.
Based on my prediction, she might have caught it too. She probably had the despair disease, which was the motive for the case.
What?
Mikan too, you say?
I
know, because I was looking at Mikan for so long. She was the one taking care of me, after all. My consciousness kept drifting, but even so, when I did catch a glimpse of her, her expression was... full of despair, a despair so devoid of hope that not even a single fragment of it remained. Hold on, did you say that Mikan also had the despair disease? Then that means she was...
What?
Ah, Hajime, has something crossed your mind? And we need to go back to that moment. Yeah, well. My body's heavy. No, not just heavy, it's somewhat soft and really hot. That's right, Mikan felt really hot at that time. Now that I think about it, that must have been a high fever. Just like what Ibuki and Nagito had.
It cannot be.
Then because of that disease, Mikan was... a hair boner.
Perhaps...
The symptoms that she surely felt must be deserving the name despair disease. Losing all hope and harboring despair for all hope. Because, oh my god, stop. Because of the despair disease, she was likely overcome with despair.
See?
That's the reason why she can still laugh in such a hopeless situation.
Jeez.
Which means the Mikan standing before us is no longer the ultimate nurse. Wait, I thought it cured everything. She's a completely different person now that she's infected by the despair disease. But Monokuma said he cured the despair disease.
Isn't that right?
She's a human who deserves to be called the ultimate despair. Ultimate despair? That's the reason why I cannot forgive this. I mean, killing someone for the sake of despair instead of for the sake of hope. Oh my god, this guy.
Impossible.
There's no way I could forgive that.
Oh?
For the sake of despair? That's completely wrong.
Huh?
Wrong? Wrong? What's wrong?
What I did was for the sake of my beloved.
Huh? Huh?
Who are you talking about? If only they were still alive, they'd be so happy. I know.
My beloved was the only one. That's right. The only one who never hated me. They forgave my existence. They forgave me and accepted me. They gave me value. They loved me. I loved them with all my heart, and they returned it in full. This is my reciprocation.
I understand that I've done something unforgivable. But you know. To transcend all that is truly.
It's love.
What love is all about.
Hey.
I don't understand what you're saying. You don't understand? It is because you don't have anyone to love. Is it because you're also someone who isn't accepted by anyone? What a pity. I feel sorry for you.
Well,
Even if I say this, I'm sure nobody here would understand, but love is a wonderful thing. This feeling of freedom where you no longer care about anything. My beloved and I are the only ones within that thin veil, and I'm just looking out through it. That's why, as long as I'm on the inside, no matter how much they tease me, splash me with water, kick me,
how amazing.
it's like nothing matters. I could just die. That's how little it matters. Who cares about hope or despair? My love. It's love, only love.
Could it be?
Nagito, is this really the despair disease you were talking about?
This is...
It seems that I was wrong. Not only was she affected by despair... You were half right. It's right to say that this is all thanks to that disease. Because thanks to that disease, I was able to remember my beloved. Remember? Apparently that's what my symptom was. What a wonderful symptom. Which means you had the remembering disease. But if this means she remembered something and ended up like this...
Such despair.
Are you saying you were like this from the start? Were you like this before you came to the island? Don't get so angry. Well, first of all, the reason I became like this wasn't my fault, it was all your fault, you know? Because it's not like I'm entirely responsible for turning out like this. I'm the person I am today because of many human relationships. So it's everybody's fault that I turned out like this, you see? Even so, the current me was the most strongly influenced by my beloved's existence. And it was also my beloved who created the me that everyone can't forgive. But my beloved still forgives me and still accepts me. That is the key difference between all of you and my beloved.
Don't fuck with me!
Like I said, who the fuck are you talking about? Are you saying this is Mikan? She's the real Mikan? Mikan, please answer me. Did you really remember? You ended up like this all because you remembered? There's no way I can believe that. There's no way the person you are right now is the real Mikan. Oh, you still doubt me? Yeah. Well, I don't know who Saito is, so... Oh, you still doubt me? Then to prove I remember, I'll tell you all something nice. It's about the World Ender organization that you all were worrying about.
You serious?
You know. Not know, I just remembered, that's all. I knew about it all along. How horrifying the organization known as World Ender is also the organization known as the Future Foundation. Future Foundation? Future. That's right, that symbol on the ancient ruins doors. That's right. It was the Japanese word for future.
Hey.
Just what is the Future Foundation? What are they planning? As the name suggests, that organization is the World Ender. The Future Foundation is trying to end our world. To put it simply, they're trying to claim the world for themselves.
This is bad.
What the heck? This isn't a comic book, you know? As part of the plan to end the world, the Future Foundation brought us to this island. Isn't that right, Monomi? I knew it. Monomi, Monokuma, they're both members of that crazy organization, aren't they? Monomi and I aren't members. Yeah.
I am Monokuma!
My existence is entirely my own. Oh my god, really? She said it too.
Hey,
Don't laugh. Hey Mikan, if you really do remember, then you already know, right? You know the true identity of the traitor hiding among us? Of course I know that. Let's see, the future Foundation's lackey that is hiding among you all is...
Oh?
Oh well, no one really cares about that, don't you think?
of course not!
Oh hell no. You'll find out eventually, so there's no need to be impatient. Probably when that countdown ends. Countdown. You even know about that?
Oh?
I don't know anything. Huh? I have a feeling that's what it is, but who cares about that, you know? I'm drowning in so much love from the bottom of my heart, I just don't care about anyone or anything.
That is...
Mikan, is that really you? I won't believe it. There's no way I can believe you were like this all along. Because if that's true, then who's the person we've been spending time with up until now? The past? Past? That person, she didn't exist in the beginning. She's just my past self who lost her school memories. You guys consider that thing a friend?
Oh?
Sigh. That doesn't make me happy at all, it just fills me with despair. You guys accepted my past self, but not my present self. That's...
Well?
that applies to you as well. Memories of people, memories of events, whatever memory it is, losing memories are.
Do you understand?
Like losing your personal identity. Memory is the most important component in building a person, don't you think? Losing our memories makes us shadows of the past, don't you think?
Hey,
I don't know what you're trying to say, but in the end, it always leads back to that story. That story about our stolen school lives.
hey, hey!
So it was true all along, our memories were taken away?
Damn it!
If it wasn't true, we wouldn't be suffering this much. Well, why don't you just take your sweet time? Take your sweet time and remember at your own pace.
Oh?
Oh, Monokuma, is it alright for you to start now?
Yes, indeed.
Punishment time? Damn it, why? Mikan, why does it have to end like this? This is too pointless. This is too much.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For the ultimate nurse, Mikan Sumiki.
So it's over.
Goodbye, Mikan. Yeah, why does everyone have like a dark past? Sheesh.
It's really... Now I can go to my beloved, who always forgives me. I can finally see them. Please forgive me, the one who's going to die with the hope of finally seeing you.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I thought she would just walk with him. The fuck? Okay. Just goes into space. Sheesh. It's finished. Is it really finished? I was about to say, she's like bouncing up and down and shit. She like throws her head back. Is it really finished? The killer who killed Ibuki Mayota and Hyoko Sanji was Mikan Sumiki, and she's been executed. She apparently committed her crime because she was afflicted by the despair disease. So what? What's finished? Nobody wanted it to end this way.
Let me ask.
Who was that Mikan from earlier? Was that her true form, or is that itself a symptom of the despair disease?
Damn it.
It doesn't matter either way. If she ended up like this, that just from remembering, then all along, Mikan was never worth being a... Okay, I need to stop reading his shit.
But...
Fuck this guy. I hope to God they don't have a character like him in the third game, because there's a point to where being annoying is fine, up until you're repetitive, and then it's just like, oh my god. Why couldn't Mikan have killed this guy? Yeah, Mikan went out of her way to heal this guy. And then fucking killed 2 other people. If she lost herself to a simple disease, she was definitely unworthy of being a symbol of hope.
Isn't that right?
So let's just move on. If Mikan would have killed her and Hiyoko, that would have been better. Or this guy and Hiyoko. You like 1 a bit more? Oh, yeah. No, I like 1 so far more, too. 2 has an interesting story, but... I don't know, I just gotta wait for it to play out, so... Come on, let's take... Okay, I'm done. I'm not reading his shit anymore. I'm just done.
Please wait!
That is impossible. Kyoko. Kyoko's in the game. That's impossible. I mean, I thought we were friends this whole time, but even so... Like a house of cards collapsing in an instant. In the end... Our friend we thought we knew ended up showing us a completely different side of herself. Yeah, they're not very similar though, but I get what you mean though. Then she vanished from our sight, leaving behind only her malice towards us. And now there's no way we can just move on or try to have a clear-cut attitude about these feelings. That's clearly impossible. Yeah, you know what I'm gonna try to do? I've been thinking about making some new either follow commands or like something like that with Monokuma's punishment time. And then maybe for Nursebot, I'll try to make one with Mikan, like when she's flying away on the rocket and shit. I don't know, we'll see. It's kind of hard to do that shit though.
Damn it!
Good night, Manimal. Take care of yourself, man. Good luck on your new job. It would have been so much easier if she was the traitor, too.
Wrong!
Too bad, that's not the case. Mikan was not the traitor.
Come on!
The traitor is still alive. As proof, see how fine Monami looks right now. I'm not fine at all.
Hmm?
But if the traitor died, you wouldn't be this calm, right? I mean, you're both pawns of the Future Foundation, so you guys are like 2 hearts beating as one, right?
You fiend.
What does that make you, fiend? You did say that you're different from Monomi.
Phew!
Thursday, nice dude. Who cares about who I am? More importantly, I'm tired. The drama just kept going and going. I didn't even have time to eat my black bean right eye during the break. Black bean. You're right. Your right eye is made out of black beans? Oh, does she? Oh, she gets a nurse's cross? Nice.
Hey, hey!
Wait, now's not the time to focus on that. What are you trying to say?
Hey,
I love that pose Monokuma hits with the flower. You know, isn't it said that life has its ups and downs? Now, specifically, Link, yeah, I was thinking of a ban command or a timeout command when I had to time out somebody. It would flash that Monokuma 8-bit thing where he's dragging the person off and shit and be like, it's punishment time! That shit would be funny. But I don't know how I would link that to that command, though. I would have to figure that out. Oh, well. You know, isn't it said that life has its ups and downs? But I don't have to ban that many people, so... It's fun because downs come after ups, but if life was full of downs, wouldn't it get boring? So in order to help you guys feel better, I've prepared a special event. Special event. Head over to the first island beach. An old friend will be waiting there. Old friend.
Huh?
Oh, Nekomaru. Could it be Nekomaru?
Hey!
Isn't it? Isn't it? Nekomaru was safe after all? Either that or he's strapped to the fucking bomb. Safe? How should I say this? I knew it. I knew that crazy bastard Nekomaru would come back to us in one piece. Awesome. We're starting to see the light of hope. The light of hope. I'm happy about Nekomaru is returning to us, but
So just as I thought.
3 of our friends just died, so honestly, I cannot be happy. Miss Sonia.
However...
Even so, I am still happy if Nekomaru is safe. I am truly happy. Oh, poor Sonia.
Fine.
If you are happy, you should honestly greet him with open arms. Perhaps those who have been taken from us would do the same if they still lived. Tomoko wouldn't give a fuck. Mikan, I kinda doubt. She'd be happy, but she wouldn't, like, hug him. And maybe Mikan, if she was still the old Mikan, would hug him, but maybe not. She'd probably trip. Give us a fan service moment. Perhaps those of us... Oh, yeah. Hey, Supreme Overlord, who gives a shit, that line doesn't suit you at all.
Silence.
I shall crush you into dust. Ibuki, Hiyoko, Mikan, can you hear us? If you are unhappy, I apologize. However, please forgive me for right now. I want to warmly welcome Nekomaru when he returns to us. You don't have to worry, Sonia. I'm sure your feelings are reaching them.
Right?
Then let's all go greet Nekomaru. Let's make it grand, even for those who have died. Oh, God. Huh? What the heck? Do I still have the after effects of that disease? Sub, I don't get this at all. Kane.
Alright!
Alrighty then, let's go. Yeah, you're right. Nekomaru's coming back. When we heard that, we were unable